Despite the chaos from the on-again, off-again tariff policies of President Trump, the U.S. economy continues to grow, but there are signs that growth is slowing. In today's video, we're going to look at the latest economic data to assess the current health of the economy and what to look for in the months ahead. Let's get into it. On June 6th, the government released the jobs report for May, and it can be seen as a glass half full or glass half empty kind of report. On the one hand, job growth was positive and shows the economy continues to expand. On the other hand, it was slightly a low growth number, suggesting the economic expansion is happening slowly. According to the latest estimates from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, non-farm payroll employment increased by 139,000 jobs in May, which was down slightly from the 147,000 jobs added in April. This latest jobs report was an important one to watch because May was the first full month after several of President Trump's new tariffs went into effect. A lot of economic data for April didn't show the tariffs did much damage to the economy, but it was likely too soon for any effects to show up in the data. The May jobs report is also the first economic data point we got for May, so it is our first window into the health of the economy for that time period. Like I mentioned before, it can be seen as a glass half full, glass half empty kind of report. Yes, job growth was positive, pointing towards continued economic growth, but the number of jobs added was below what it ideally should be to show we are experiencing above average economic growth. The Federal Reserve Bank of St. Louis has estimated what they call break-even employment growth. This is the number of jobs needed each month to keep the unemployment rate steady. As of February 2025, they found that the economy needed to add 153,000 jobs each month in order for the unemployment rate to hold steady. The May jobs report showing 139,000 new jobs was a bit below this break-even point, which suggests the economy is not growing fast enough to support growth in the labor force. In other economic data, however, we see that consumer spending for April came in with a solid gain. According to the Bureau of Economic Analysis, real consumer spending came in April increased by 0.1% from March. It was a bit below average growth, but was positive nonetheless. For the monthly consumer spending numbers, I like to look at the 3-month annualized change, which gives us a better idea of what the quarterly growth number will look like that enters into the quarterly GDP calculation. For April, the 3-month change was 3.4%. For reference, consumer spending grew by just 1.2% in the first quarter. So if the 3-month change for May and June are in line with April's growth, we could be headed for a solid quarterly spending figure. And that May consumer spending figure will be a key data point to watch when it comes out near the end of June. One of the media narratives over the last month or so has been that consumers might pull back on spending due to the uncertainty around President Trump's ever-changing tariff policies. And we're seeing some of that in the latest consumer sentiment figures. The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Indicator held steady in May compared to April, but it did remain at historically low levels. Other key data points to keep our eye on for the readings will be consumer, producer, and trade prices for May. Given that the worst of the tariffs were put on a 90-day hold as negotiations take place, we're not likely to see any big jumps in prices. I've given up trying to predict what will happen to the economy because of Trump's tariff policies, and that is because they keep changing. The best we can do right now is what the Federal Reserve and others are doing, keeping an eye on the latest economic data as it comes out and assess where it looks like the economy is headed. Where do you think the economy is headed? Let me know in the comments section down below. If you want to stay up to date on the U.S. economy, make sure you are subscribed to this channel and hit that notification bell down below so you won't miss my next video when it comes out. If you could do me a favor and hit that like button to support the channel, help it grow, it would be greatly appreciated. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you in the next video.